Hey guys, welcome to A Touch of Film Blu-ray update here. Some great titles. Some have been from the past month or so released. Some a bit beforehand. Some I've just picked up here and there. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. First up, with some Japanese title releases, we have got Water Boys. This is directed by Shinobu Yaguchi and stars Tsunobuki Satoshi, which he made his like big. This was his big first film that made him like a household name in Japan. He's gone on to do some amazing films. Like A Man is like one of my favourites of his. Also, he's been in Tokyo Drift, the Fast and Furious film. But yeah, Water Boys is just an amazing, fun film. And it's all about synchronised swimming. Who would have thought synchronised swimming would be an entertaining concept for a film? But yeah, this is some boys that get thrown into the deep end, no pun intended, to learn synchronised swimming and perform for their whole town. It's just a fun coming-of-age film, but just so many great wacky characters in this. And yeah, great release here. I absolutely love this director. Swing Girls, Wood Job. I think Wood Job is amazing. It's one of my favourites of his films. And yeah, this is just another great banger from him. And that is Water Boys. Next up, another Japanese release, we have Yoko. This was released last year, directed by Kazuyoshi Kumakira, and stars the legendary Rinko Kikuchi. She has done like Western films. She was in 47 Ronin. What was the other one? Was it 42? Right, 47 Ronin. 37 Ronin. But I think she did that big kaiju film, Pacific Rim. Yeah, she was in Pacific Rim. But her Japanese films, she's just absolutely phenomenal. There's her on the cover. She plays this very isolated lady who's just been like, it's like lockdown for her. She's just forced to come out of this isolation. She hears news that her father's died, and she has to make it across the whole of Japan to get to his funeral. And just to come across all these characters, something that she's never done. She's had to meet loads of people, talk to people, and she's a very quiet, subdued person. And this is really her getting out of her comfort zone. And it's just loads of characters in this film. And I just think it's a wonderful storytelling of just like coming out, really, of just coming out of your shell. And really says a lot about lockdown, when we were in lockdown, getting used to civilization. And it also talks about her relationship with her father. It's just absolutely wonderful, and that is Yoko. Next up, the rest of these have all been picked up from Terra Cotta distribution. I love Terra Cotta. I think they're a company that really care about Asian cinema for UK audiences, UK collectors. They have their own streaming service. They sell like every single Asian title that gets released in the UK. Some also from abroad. I mean, I've seen them selling some Nova Media from Korea. I've seen them selling some US titles in the past. They even sell their own Blu-rays. And here is something I picked up from them. I love this film. And when I've been oohing and ahhing to get it on DVD. And this is a film I've seen so many times. And I just ended up picking up the DVD. It is none other than Tokyo Dragon Chef. I mean, I know it's a DVD, but it's directed by one of my favourites, Yoshihiro Nishimura, who's done like Tokyo Gore Police, Hell Driver. And he's just a phenomenal, fun director. And this film is just so... It's probably his most normal film, even though it's absolutely bonkers. It's about this Yakuza soldier who's just come out of prison. He's now older and he wants to get back in the game, but everything's finished. The Yakuza game is done and dusted. His one of his brother-in-arms is come to pick him up from prison, and they're saying to him, yeah, we've started a new business. We now sell ramen. And it is just a brilliant story about two rival ramen stores, both run by ex-Yakuza. The rivalry, the absolute madness they go to from both ends. It's just absolutely phenomenal. It gets wacky. It's just colourful. It's a great story, and it's just so wholesome and fun. I can watch this every week, once a week, and I absolutely love it. It's just absolutely brilliant. Tokyo Dragon Chef. It's not got Blu-ray, but pick up the DVD. It's not a lot. It's not expensive, but it's just, look at that cover. That cover, let it get in focus. It's just so wonderful, and it's really just. No one should be afraid of picking up DVDs. If you don't pick up DVDs, you're not going to watch great cinema. Some great films are probably never going to see the light of day on Blu-ray. This, unfortunately, probably will never see it, but go pick this out. There's a nice featurette on the making of, director intros, behind the scenes footage. Just wonderful release, and that's actually got released by Terra Cotta. They actually produced this DVD, so pick that up. Next up is, here we go. I spoke about this film when we did a live stream on Exploitation Cinema. It stars one of the great Nikatsu Diamond guys, Akira Kobayashi. It is Black Type Killers. Just a brilliant release by Radiance, and it's about this young man who helps out this air stewardess who's been kidnapped by these female ninjas. It's just absolutely wacky. It's fun. It's a proper great exploitation film, and one of the best films from like the 60s and that era, 60s and 70s, produced some great Japanese cinema, and this is just absolutely wonderful. Released by Nikatsu. I don't know if this should be like, I would have thought this would be like one of the Nikatsu Diamond Boys box sets. Never did. This is the limited edition. Now you see with Radiance, this black strip here, it's an additional slip on there. Another label has started doing this. It is none other than 88 Films with their first release, Evil Dead Trap. This is absolutely wonderful. This is just a great horror movie. It's a supernatural slasher. This reporter receives this VHS of this murder, and it's just so graphic that they go to the location, and all of a sudden all hell breaks loose, and each person that comes in their team just, I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but that cover is one of the first scenes when they get to this location, and it is just so graphic. It's so so graphically violent, but yeah, it's an absolute banger. I highly recommend it for Japanese horror fans from 88 Films. Pick this up from Terra Cotta. I highly recommend it. But if you're going to pick it up, pick up the sequel. I think the sequel is even better. I love the visual style of it. I think it's a better looking film. It's got more of a different story, but they're not related. You could watch this without watching the first one, but watch both of them. This one is about a projectionist who starts seeing visions of this young boy who's following her, and at the same time we're seeing this serial killer kill loads of people, and it's so dark, but it's beautifully shot. It is absolutely exquisite. Some of the cinematography, the colouring, it's just absolutely wonderful. And yeah, I absolutely love this one. I prefer this to the first. It's absolutely amazing. Evil Dead Trap 2 Hideki. Yeah, again, pick that up from Terra Cotta Distribution. Next two are from Third Window Films. Everyone's been showing these. Let's jump into it. We've got River. This was one of my favourite films of last year. It's an absolute banger. I'm a big fan of Junta Yamaguchi. I think he's... I mean, Beyond the Infinite 2 Minutes was just perfection. But this is so much better. It's about a hotel. The time keeps repeating itself every 2 minutes. But the way he films it, it's like completely single takes. And from one... So every 2 minutes is a single take, and then it repeats itself. The time repeats itself, sort of like Groundhog Day, which is a terrible reference to it because it's nothing like Groundhog Day. But in essentially, they have to repeat the time, everyone. But each single 2 minutes is a single take, and in that final frame, the composition is exactly the same as the first frame of the next 2 minutes of the repetition. Like the positioning of that person is just so technical, and I think it's visually stunning. It's great storytelling, great directing, and I think Third Window picking this up is one of the best acquisitions of a distribution company, I think, ever. I absolutely love this film. I picked up a previous version of this because I was so desperate to see it, but of course I wanted to see the Third Window release because of the special features. I think they're so amazing. You've got 1 hour making of, because the intricacies of this film, the making of is just amazing. You've got an interview with Yamaguchi, and you've got the trailer on there, so it's well worth picking up just for the special features. That is River. Yeah, definitely worth getting. Next up we have Mad Cats, another one of my favourites from last year, directed by Reiko Suno. Oh, this is a great action film, but it's more than an action film. It's a great mystery. It's full of suspense, and it's comedy. It's got everything in it. It's about this guy who's looking for his missing brother with the help of this young mysterious woman, and it's just so violent. It's fun. It's got everything in there. It's just an absolute ride. I saw this at Slam Dance last year just by chance, because I really wanted to see New Religion at the time, and this was an additional film, and I was like, whoa, this is something special, and it just made my list of favourite films last year straight away. I just thought it was just great fun. It's just a phenomenal story, really interesting, and yeah, it's got a lot of rewatch value. So yes guys, that's my Blu-ray update, and yeah, let me know if you picked any of these up, if you're planning to pick any of them up, if you've seen them already. Let me know your thoughts. It's nice to have a discussion on in the chat below. Yeah, click like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video guys. Take it easy.